Hey guys, it's Faye here, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about mood reading. I am the biggest mood reader ever. What this means to me is that I have to be in the right mood to read a specific book. So it means that if I'm in the mood for contemporary, I will just read a contemporary, and if I'm in the mood for a sci-fi, then I'll just read a sci-fi, which sounds simple, right? Just read whatever you want, whenever you want to. That's how life should be. The problem is, my mood changes a lot. To the point where I could be halfway through a book, and even though it is the best book ever, my brain just says, nah, I don't want to read a contemporary anymore, I want a fantasy. And I have to stop reading that book because otherwise I know I'm not going to enjoy it anymore and I have to move on. Which again would be absolutely fine if I wasn't a book blogger and a booktuber and I had reviews to write and blog tours to sort out and book clubs and lots of deadlines of books to read. And I'm not saying I don't like these things, because I do love them, all of them, but it can just feel a little straining sometimes when you're reading a book and you suddenly decide that you don't want to be reading that type of book anymore, and having to force yourself to continue reading it anyway for whatever reason. And it means that some books that I think are amazing to begin with end up going downhill, and not even because the book itself is that bad, because I still really enjoy the book, but just because I'm not in the mood to read that book anymore. So I just wanted to make a little video to discuss that this is what I am and who I am and what I do, and to sort of tell you a little bit about how I go about selecting what books I read. So I started doing monthly TBRs, which I haven't done before. Something I started at the beginning of this year, and it hasn't been going too well. And the problem is, at the beginning of the month I'm like, yes, I'm going to read this one and I'm going to read that one because I'm in the mood for that, and then that one because I'm in the mood for that. And then it gets through the month and I'm not in the mood for all these books anymore. So I've decided to make my TBRs bigger. So for the month I know I can only read 8 or 9 books. So make my TBR about 10 or 12 books. So then I have choice within my TBRs, but also to let myself know that these are not set in stone TBRs and that I can just change them. It means reading book tour books sooner rather than later, so that I can be like, right, that's done, I don't have to worry about that. It means reading book club books sooner rather than later, and basically just reading what I want, when I want, and trying not to feel pressurised to worry about the fact that I've moved on to a different book, which is what happened last week during the YALC readathon. I ended up reading about 4 books and I felt bad because I was in the middle of 4 books, and my resolution was to try and only read 1 book at once and then move on to the next one. And then I stopped and I was like, why do I feel bad about the fact that I'm in the middle of 4 books? I'm enjoying all of the books, it's just that I'm not in the mood for that specific kind of book at that time. And I just need to give it a bit of a while and try something else. So I've decided to just stop worrying about the fact that I'm a mood reader and that I get through half a book. It's now officially middle of the year. I'm saying it's the middle of the year. And so I am changing my New Year's resolution into, I don't care if I finish 1 book before moving on to another anymore. If I'm in the mood to read something else, I'm going to read something else. That's how I read before and I had no issues. The way I'm reading now, I'm starting to lose my grip on reading. I don't want to read because I'm feeling forced to read that 1 book, so I just decide to not read because I don't want to pick up another book because I told myself I shouldn't. So I've stopped that, which is what happened in the YALC readathon. I just kept reading different things until I found the book that I just read through to the end, and then picked up one of the other ones or tried something else. And so from now on, as of the 1st of July when I'm filming this, even though it's going live on Friday, I've decided that I'm just going to read whatever the hell I want, when I want. And that's it. I just thought I'd share it with you. But also to ask, how do you read? Are you a mood reader? Do you get halfway through a book and then decide you have to read another book? Are you the kind of person that has to read one book at once because your brain cannot deal with all the different storylines? Do let me know, and I'd love to discuss it, especially if you are a mood reader and have any advice, or if you're not a mood reader and think I'm weird. Just let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Alright, see you later guys. Bye!